'99 was my second Ryder Cup. 29 years old, still pretty wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, not a lot of experience at a Ryder Cup. And, hearing, I think Colin Montgomery made the statement, like 4 points down, this is over. Team room and the rally and guys just, I went to bed that night with just in a pretty darn good frame of mind, considering we got our tails kicked for 2 days. We were 4 down. Hal Sutton played some unbelievable golf, won some matches, kind of held us in there and gave us a fighting chance, we'll say, on Sunday. And what sticks out in my mind is I think I played about the 10th match that day, but we front loaded our lineup, had some of our best players going off first, looking at 3, 4, and 5. I don't remember the order, but you had Davis, Phil, and Tiger going against guys that hadn't even played yet that week. And so why they were sent out so early in the day, I have no idea. It gave us a lot of momentum. And when our first 2 matches won, then those next 3 won. And in fact, our 6th match won. And all of a sudden we went from 4 points down to 2 points up. And I remember looking at the leaderboard when I was on about hole 6 or 7. There's a big leaderboard behind the green, and just seeing the sea of red going down the leaderboard. And in my mind, I think the match in the first 6, it was the closest. I think Tiger was 2 up in his match, somewhere on the back 9. And I was like, that's not going to lose. Let's just be honest. All of a sudden we're 2 up. And so now let's fast forward to this year. A little different circumstances. I'm in a different part of my career, a lot of experience, been involved with a lot, every Ryder Cup actually since 1997.
That's incredible.
And so 7 points is huge. In fact, I don't think we've gotten beat pretty bad, but I think the worst we ever were going into a Sunday might have been 6. I think this might have been the worst beat down on Friday and Saturday. And so it seems insurmountable. I think our team room was interesting because I didn't see a lot of guys hanging their heads. I didn't see, I feel like we put up a heck of a fight on Saturday. Sorry about that. I feel like we put a heck of a fight up on Saturday. We got outplayed. I mean, if you look at the scoring, you look at how many under par each team was, it was absolutely incredible. I tip my cap. The Euros played unbelievable golf, but I think our guys were frustrated, but I don't think they were down on themselves. And I think that had a lot to do with, I think the way Keegan addressed the team that evening. I think it had a lot to do with the leadership we had in that room. Guys like Justin Thomas and Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler, guys that don't, Pat Cantlay, they don't get phased by too much. You never see them frazzled on the golf course. And I think that kind of rubs off on a team as well. And, our kind of cry the next day as our captains, we had someone in the room say, why not? I mean, why not just get out there and get after them? And it didn't look great. I'll be honest with you. It didn't look great early on. Those first 4 or 5 holes we struggled with. We seemed to get ourselves in a hole almost every match, but slowly but surely as we were making the turn and looking at the board and seeing a lot of red. I mean, Bryson was out there early, 5 down early, and all of a sudden he came fighting back 9. JT and Cam knocking in the putt, JT doing it right behind him, really gave us a feeling of so much momentum, so much red. And there was a point on that back 9. I was on number 12 standing next to Kevin Kisner when Cam Young knocked that putt in, and we were in a very similar spot when JT knocked his putt in, kind of watching our last groups come through. I just had this, adrenaline rush and thought that, basically, holy shit, like this really could actually happen. And so 7 points should be insurmountable. But we definitely put a lot of fear in the Euros that day. And a putt here, a putt there. Lowry doesn't make that putt on 18, and there's a good shot.
It's one of the best shots I've ever seen in the history of the game, to be honest.
There's a good chance.